Hello and welcome. It's always a joy to have you here. This is your place for simple tips, helpful advice, and inspiring ideas to help you stay healthy, active, and happy at every stage of life. Let's get started. The strength that carried you through your first 60 years did not abandon you overnight. It is not a lost treasure. It is a dormant garden, waiting for the right nourishment and the right attention to bloom once more. To believe it is gone forever is to turn your back on the most patient and powerful force you possess. Most people will only hear the name of the food and move on, but 99% will miss the final part, where the true connection between physical strength and inner peace is revealed. To skip this is to build a strong wall with no house behind it. Sacred vessel. In the first chapters of our life, we inhabit our bodies with a sense of unconscious ownership. We treat them as tools, as vehicles to carry out our ambitions and desires. We push them, we test them, we often neglect them, and they forgive us with the resilience of youth. But as we cross the threshold of 60 years, a new relationship must be forged. The body is no longer a tool to be commanded, but a wise companion to be listened to. It is a sacred vessel that has held our spirit through every storm, and now it asks for our conscious care. This shift in perspective is the true beginning of strength in our later years. It is a shift from command to communion, from taking for granted to giving with intention. The weakening we may feel is not a sign of failure, but a signal for a new kind of engagement. It is an invitation to a deeper practice. The loss of muscle, the feeling of instability, is the body's way of communicating a simple need. It requires the right materials to maintain its structure. For decades, it built and repaired itself from the surplus we provided. Now the balance has shifted. The process of breaking down, of natural decay, can begin to outpace the process of building up. Our work, then, is not to rage against this natural cycle, but to consciously and lovingly intervene. We must become the architects of our own vitality, providing the precise building blocks needed to support and sustain the temple. This work begins not in the gym with heavy weights and strenuous effort that may shock a system that now craves gentleness. It begins on our plate. It begins with the fundamental choice of what we take from the outer world and make part of our inner world. Every meal is a decision. It is a vote for either strength or fragility. When we understand this, the act of eating is elevated from a simple necessity to a profound practice of self-care. It becomes a ritual of reconstruction. The question we must hold in our minds is not what do I want to eat, but what does my vessel need to be strong? This question, held with sincerity, will guide every choice and transform our relationship with food. The strength we seek is not for vanity, it is for freedom. It is the strength to lift a grandchild, to carry our own groceries, to walk in the forest with a steady gait, to rise from a chair without a moment of doubt. It is the physical foundation upon which a peaceful and independent life is built. Without this foundational strength, the mind, no matter how clear, becomes a prisoner in a fragile container. To honor the body, to provide it with the materials it needs to be strong, is therefore an act of profound spiritual importance. It is ensuring that the vessel which carries the light of our consciousness remains sturdy, stable, and capable of moving freely through the world. Humble power. The world of nourishment is filled with loud voices and complex rules. Often, we are told that the foundation of muscle, of strength, must be built upon certain traditional pillars, like the egg. The egg is a symbol of life, a compact source of power, and for many years it has been the standard. It is a good and worthy source of nourishment. But the path of wisdom is not about clinging to a single answer. It is about understanding principles and knowing that nature provides many pathways to the same destination. There are times when a different path may offer a gentler, more harmonious journey for a body that is now in a different season of its life. There exists a humble source of power, a simple being that offers the body all the same building blocks, but with a different energy and a different spirit. This humble power is found in the young soybean, known as edamame. Do not be deceived by its simplicity. This small green bean is a giant of the plant world. It is one of the very few plants that provides a complete protein. This is a crucial term. It means that within this single simple bean, we find the entire family of essential amino acids, the very building blocks that our body needs to construct and repair muscle tissue. It does not need to be combined with other foods to create a whole. It is whole and complete within itself, just like an egg. When you consume it, you are providing your body with the full spectrum of materials it requires without compromise. But the edamame offers this power with a different quality. It is a source of strength that is born from the earth. Its energy is grounding, clean, and vibrant. For a body that may have become more sensitive over 60 years, a body that may find heavier, animal-based foods more difficult to process, this plant-based source can be a profound gift. It is gentle on the digestive system. It nourishes without creating a sense of heaviness or burden. It provides its strength with a lightness of being, leaving the body feeling energized and clean, not weighed down. This is a subtle but deeply important distinction. We are not just building muscle, we are cultivating a state of being. The quality of our food influences the quality of our inner state. To consider this bean as a replacement is not to create a rule of exclusion. It is to open a door to a new possibility. It is to practice flexibility in our thinking and in our diet. The path to strength is not a rigid, narrow road. It is a wide field with many nourishing things growing within it. By embracing the humble power of edamame, we are making a conscious choice. We are choosing a source of strength that is complete, that is gentle, and that is deeply connected to the foundational energy of the earth. We are looking past the loud and the conventional to find the quiet and the profound. This is an act of wisdom, an act of listening to the body's more subtle needs and providing it with a form of nourishment that is in perfect harmony with the grace and gentleness we wish to cultivate in this chapter of our lives. Intentional fuel. To know the name of the bean is information. To understand its properties is knowledge. But to transform it into true strength requires a practice. The power of this humble nourishment is unlocked through the intention with which we prepare and consume it. It is not enough to simply add it to our meals. We must treat it as the valuable, life-affirming fuel that it is. The way we handle our food, the way we bring it from the earth to our body, is a crucial part of the energetic exchange. A hurried, thoughtless preparation can diminish the gift. A mindful, intentional preparation can amplify it. This is where the discipline of the mind meets the nourishment of the body. The preparation of edamame is a lesson in simplicity. Its power is best preserved through gentle methods. The most effective and respectful way to prepare it is steaming. Place the pods in a steamer basket over simmering water for just a few minutes until they are tender and bright green. This method uses the gentle power of water and heat to soften the bean and make its nutrients readily available without destroying its delicate structure or life force. Frying it in heavy oils or boiling it for a long time can damage its properties and add unnecessary burdens to the body. Steaming is a method of honor. It respects the food for what it is and prepares it in a way that is clean, simple, and pure. Once steamed, the act of eating can also become a meditation. You can eat them directly from the pod using your hands. This creates a direct, tactile connection with your food. The simple act of squeezing the warm, tender beans from the pod into your mouth forces you to slow down. It is not a food that can be eaten mindlessly. It demands a moment of presence, a small, focused action. In this moment, you can hold the intention in your mind. I am consuming strength. I am rebuilding my foundation. This is not a fanciful thought. It is a way of aligning your consciousness with the physical act, sending a coherent signal to your body about the purpose of this nourishment. This intentional fueling can be integrated into your daily rhythm. A small bowl of steamed edamame can be a perfect afternoon snack, a way to bridge the gap between meals and provide a steady supply of building blocks to your muscles throughout the day. It can be added to salads to give them substance and power. It can be blended into a smooth puree with a little lemon and herbs to create a nourishing spread. The form is less important than the principle. Consume it with awareness, with gratitude, and with a clear understanding of its purpose. When you treat this simple bean not as mere food, but as intentional fuel for the sacred vessel of your body, its power to nourish you is magnified. It becomes more than just protein. It becomes a partner in your journey towards sustained vitality. Mindful movement. The most perfect building materials in the world are of little use if the workers have not been called to the construction site. You can consume the most complete, powerful protein, but if the body does not receive the signal to use it for building muscle, those precious materials may be wasted or stored in ways that do not serve your ultimate goal. The signal that calls the workers to action, that tells the body to take these building blocks and fortify your foundation, is mindful movement. This is the other half of the sacred equation. Nourishment provides the materials, movement provides the instructions. The two must work in perfect harmony. Mindful movement, especially after 60, is not about punishment or exhaustion. It is not the aggressive, ego-driven exercise of our youth. It is a conscious and intelligent conversation with the body. It is about using your muscles in a way that reminds them of their purpose. The simplest and most profound form of this movement is walking, but walking with intention. Feel your feet connecting with the ground. Feel the muscles in your legs engage with each step. Feel the strength required to carry your body through space. This is not just a stroll. It is a practice of activating the very foundation you are seeking to rebuild. Beyond walking, there are simple, gentle movements you can do in your own home that send a powerful signal to the muscles of your legs and core. The simple act of standing up from a chair and sitting back down, done slowly and with control, is a fundamental exercise. Do it 10 times. Feel the work being done. This is not exercise in the intimidating sense. It is a reclamation of a fundamental human movement. Another is to simply stand on one leg for 10, then 20, then 30 seconds. This awakens all the small, stabilizing muscles in your legs and ankles, improving your balance and reminding your body of its need for stability. These are not grand gestures. They are small, consistent whispers to your muscles, telling them you are needed, be strong. This movement should be done with the same presence and intention as you're eating. When you are performing these simple actions, bring your full attention to the muscles being used. Breathe deeply. Feel the sensation of effort, not as pain, but as the feeling of life, the feeling of rebuilding. This conscious connection between mind and muscle is incredibly powerful. It ensures that the energy and the building blocks from the food you have eaten are directed to the right place. It is the mindful application of the fuel you have so carefully chosen. Without this movement, the fuel has no clear destination. With it, every cell in your muscle understands its task. The nourishment and the movement become a single, unified practice of regeneration. Inner strength. We arrive now at the heart of the practice. The journey does not end with stronger legs. That is merely the beautiful and necessary beginning. The true purpose of this discipline is to use the practice of building physical strength as a model for cultivating inner strength. The principles are universal. The focus, the consistency, the choice of pure and wholesome materials, the gentle but firm action, these are the very same principles that build a resilient mind and a peaceful spirit. To focus only on the muscle is to miss the profound lesson that the body is trying to teach us. The outer work is a mirror for the inner work. Think of the principle of conscious nourishment. Just as you learn to choose the humble bean over something that may be heavier or less harmonious for your body, you can learn to choose your thoughts. Every day, we are presented with a menu of mental options, thoughts of worry, thoughts of anger, thoughts of regret. These are the junk food of the mind. They weaken our spirit and destabilize our peace. But we can also choose thoughts of gratitude, of forgiveness, of presence. These are the complete proteins for the soul. They build resilience, compassion, and inner calm. The discipline is the same: to become aware of what you are feeding your mind and to consciously choose that which builds you up. Consider the principle of mindful movement. The gentle, consistent effort that signals your muscles to grow is the same effort required to build new mental habits. A peaceful mind is not achieved by one great act of will. It is built by the small, repeated action of returning your attention to the present moment again and again. It is the gentle but firm practice of letting go of a useless worry. It is the quiet act of choosing a calm breath over a reactive word. Each time you do this, you are performing one repetition of a mindful movement, strengthening the muscles of peace and patience within you. The stability you build in your body becomes a tangible reminder of the stability you are building in your mind. This is the integration of wisdom. It is the realization that the body is not separate from the mind, and the mind is not separate from the spirit. They are one vessel, one sacred home. The care you show to one part reverberates through the whole. By engaging in the simple, grounded practice of nourishing your body with pure foods and activating it with mindful movement, you are doing more than just preventing muscle loss. You are engaging in a profound spiritual discipline. You are learning the universal art of conscious creation. The strength you feel in your legs becomes the unwavering foundation upon which you can stand peacefully, ready to meet the rest of your life's journey, not with fear of frailty, but with a deep, quiet, and unshakable inner strength. The path to vitality is not a struggle against the current of time, but a lesson in how to swim with it gracefully. It is about learning to listen to the wisdom of the body and providing it with what it needs, not what the world tells you it wants. Through conscious choice and gentle action, you become the architect of a strength that is both seen in your step and felt in your soul, a strength that will carry you with grace through all the seasons to come. Be honest, did this change how you see your own strength? Which part of the practice felt most like a revelation to you? Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss our next tip for a healthier, happier you. Take care and I'll see you in the next video.